What is up, guys? King of Underworld here, back at you with the new series, What If Deku Was Killua Zoldyck? Now, I'm sorry for not updating, I'm sorry, not updating, but uploading, today. It was just, I was busy planning this out with, all by myself, so I need to just get a firm grasp on things, and I just got a new car, so I need to fix that up. Um, yeah, anyway, this was, highly requested. And it won out at the vote for either Deku or either Zuko or Killua, and you guys voted Killua, so that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, I hope you'll enjoy the story. I love planning and I'm gonna love making it. So, without any further ado, let's get right into it. So we'll start a couple years before Deku is born, as there was the pro hero Edgeshot, who just arrived on the scene. He was very famous for being a mysterious figure, not revealing his face and nor having his identity shown to the public. He was an enigma. People loved him and adored him. He was the skilled ninja, an assassin. However, he decided to turn his abilities into being a pro hero, with his unique quirk being able to fold his body into very thin and sharp edges. Now, over the years, he had gained reputation for being a stealth and ninja-like hero. Now, one day he meets a woman, as that woman is from another prominent family, because one thing that people didn't know about him is that he belonged to a long lineage of old ninja and kunoichi and assassins. So he was trained in their ways and was very indifferent to the world. He did not care about heroes at first. However, he decided to break his family's rules. He was exiled. However, was accepted back after he accepted a marriage request that was given to him by his family. It was to marry a woman from another prominent family and to birth an heir. A woman's name was Inka Midoriya. Her family was known for having powerful electricity type quirks. However, Inka's quirk was a bit different. She was immune to electricity and could absorb it. However, she could not produce or release it. So the family thought, if we marry the two into a quirk arranged marriage and have them produce a child, they might be able to resist all kinds of electrical attacks and produce one of the greatest skilled assassins they've ever seen. So the quirk marriage was arranged. They settled down, had a kid. Well, Edgeshot was still, he still did his work. However, they produced a son who carried the same white hair as Edgeshot. However, he had something uniquely different about him. He was, born with blue eyes. As well, Edgeshot didn't have blue eyes, neither did Inko. As they asked the family what's this about, and says, a child with white hair and blue eyes. So it's true. As they ask, what's true? Is there something wrong with my son? No. In fact, we succeeded with what we wanted. What? How? As, the head of Edgeshot's family said, there was a long legend passed down about one of the greatest assassins to ever come out of this family would be born with white hair and blue eyes. See, our family has white hair that runs through it. But never the blue eyes. Even if we did have people that married into it that did have those blue eyes that we desired, an heir was never born with the same features and characteristics. And yet, we still believed, and eventually we started to doubt whether or not it was true. However, you just confirmed our suspicions. He is the heir that our families have been longing for so long, over this many generations. Okay, I see. So, what are we going to do about this? Well, we are going to train him. Train him? Yes, we are going to train him in the way of, assassination techniques and ninja arts, stealth and combat. As Ingo just says, but wouldn't that be too much for a young boy? Nonsense. Our family has no sake for weakness, and you do not have and you do not have really much for standing in this. The only reason, you're here is because we needed somebody to marry into the family, and your family was willing to do that, so it was arranged. So, but we have the power in this negotiation. Whether you like it or not, you may mother the boy and raise him. However, we will train him. As Inko was, a bit upset at these terms, but she will still get to raise her son. And she gives him the name, she can't call him Izuku, so she decides to call him Killua Midoriya. As Killua was being raised over the years, he was able to walk, and at the age of 3, he begun his training. His training was quite intense, especially for a 3-year-old at the time. However, he proved his talent and far exceeded the expectations, as at such a young age, he was really learning everything they taught him, and he was becoming a natural prodigy. As the elders among their family started talking and speaking out of the greatness that this child would bring, he was showing promise, so they kept training him harder and harder. He never complained because he had the support of his mother, who he was very close to. He never had to be involved with killing, as during these days there is no such need for such barbaric things. It's just the techniques were handed down, producing great heirs, great people, great heroes. However, they did not want to be part of this hero society. They decided to reap their own wealth, and selling out their skills to overseas powers, using them for whatever they so desired, whether that be bodyguard protection, or even, on a few rare occasions, taking somebody out. Their family was known in the underworld, and feared, as if you messed with, Izuku's family, you most certainly die. Around about the age of 6. No, I'll say, 6. Izuku was, he was forced to go to a preschool because he needed to learn how to interact with other kids. Because what use is a ninja who can't interact with normal society? As he went to a kindergarten with, that was quite ordinary. Nothing too special about it, and nothing bad about it. As he was just sitting there by himself, throwing rocks at a tree, as some kid came up from behind him and says, "Who are you? I've never seen you before." As he turns around and he looks at a boy with red eyes and blonde hair, and he says, "Who, me?" "Yeah, who else am I talking to?" I don't see anybody around us." Anyway, what do you want, Loudmouth? Loudmouth? My name's Katsuki Bakugo, but it's yours, asshole. Says, I'm not an asshole, I'm just stating the obvious. But my name is Killua Midoriya. Killua, huh? Huh. So, what's with that weird combination? Weird combination? Yeah, there's blue eyes and white hair. What did you dye it to stand out? No, this is my natural hair color. And my eyes are the same. Yeah, whatever. But there's one thing I must say. Especially now that you've entered this place. I control this place, so you do whatever I say. Uh-huh, uh-huh. I won't be doing that, but it's good to know. Says, oh, you didn't have a choice. As he starts letting off little crackles in his hand, revealing his quirk. As, Deku, Killua just says, so you can produce explosions, I see. Ah, at least you're not an idiot, so you should know how screwed you are. Now just give up and beg, and I won't hurt you too bad. Who knows, I might even make you one of my lackeys. As he just says, I'm good. And Bakugo just starts smirking devilishly. So, well, I guess you have to learn the hard way. Get 'em, boys. As a bunch of, students started surrounding Killua. He says, is that the best you got? Huh. Stop acting so tough. You can't go up against 5 different people, including me. Says, I can easily. As he jumps up and flips over one of the boys and chops in the back of the neck, knocking him out. As he, collapses to the floor and just walks around. So it's not that hard. Anybody could do it, however, you have to be like me. Be strong for that. Oh, gloating, are we? Not exactly. I'm just telling you the obvious. As he starts walking around the boys that are now huddled up together, after watching his display of one of the boy he just knocked down. He starts walking around them. As Bakugo's just saying, "What are you doing?" As he looks over at Killua and sees that there are after images. He says, "What the hell? What's your quirk?" Oh, my quirk, I'm able to produce electricity. As he holds his hands together and sparks a small current of, blue electricity between them. But then how are you doing that? Oh, this? This is something I like to call rhythm step. It's something that my family taught me. You see, I'm not like you. I'm special. You seem to think that you're special too. However, I'll tell you the difference between us. While you have a lucky quirk and were born, I was born with talent and was nurtured to be the best. You just got lucky. You had a good quirk. That doesn't always make up everything. As I just showed you, my quirk is electricity. It doesn't produce this. As he vanishes from their sight, and appears behind all of them, as he's freaking, freaked them out as chops in the back of the neck, goes up behind one of them and zaps him in the back, shocking him down, and as they start spasming a bit, as they fall down to the ground, a bit unconscious. As he goes up, Bakugo tries to launch an explosion at him. He wasn't there. He wasn't staying there. As he suddenly realized he was upside down. Then he landed on his head. As Killua was just walking away. Says, next time, don't bore me if you're gonna try and fight. as he walks away, and he instantly gains popularity as the kid who beat Bakugo, the big bully. As he starts talking to people and tries to make friends. However, he sees that, well, they're not really there to be friends with him for, just they're making friends. They realize they're trying to stick by him so they won't get attacked by Bakugo. And he says, "Jeez, if you just want protection, just come up and talk to me when he's picking on you. I'll shut him up. Don't try and be my friend if you're not gonna really mean what you do." It's kinda heartbreaking, you know. As he walks away, people were just thinking, how do you know? And throughout middle school, through elementary school, I'd say, he gained, notoriety for, being very strong and very skilled. However, he also had a bit of reputation for being a bit arrogant, but also a very over-the-top optimistic person. But to contrast that with the optimism, he was very rude and blunt. He was popular with the girls, yet he was, the best way I could describe it was he was like Sasuke. Unconditional wooing. However, his personality didn't really see it that way, as they just thought they were attracted to his skill, not him. Even though he was quite good looking for his age. Now, he developed a bit of a habit. One day the kids were playing a game as they were betting some candy that they had. As, Deku sees us and says, "Can I join?" "Sure. We're betting with candy right now, but, I guess you can play with us. Do you got anything you want to put as a bet?" As he reaches around in his pockets, "I've only got money, if that will do." Says, "Sure, just, don't go crazy. Otherwise you might lose it all." And says, I doubt I'll lose," as he gets completely swept and loses all but one coin. Says, "I told you," as he was getting a bit frustrated. However, his luck was in his favor this time, is what they thought. However, when he was dealing the cards, he used his sleight of hand training to swap out some of the cards and cheat without people seeing, as he was moving his hands that fast that it was unrecognizable. Then he, well, he won, and he won some candy as the school bell rang and it was time for classes as they get going, as he takes his prize, being a few of his coins he won back as well as a few chocolates, as he eats one of the chocolates and is immediately addicted to them. As he was quite wealthy because of his family, so he went out and bought about, I don't know, let's say $1,000 worth of chocolates. Seeing that his quirk his quirk is called battery. How it works is he is able to produce a electrical charge, but also and expel it from his body, but also be able to store and contain electricity. So he can basically plug himself into electrical current and charge up the juice, as he's able to store it within his body, then expel it for later. However, there's a downside to this. If he expels all the energy all the electricity that's inside of his body, he can exhaust himself as well as short out his ability to produce electricity. And he won't be able to use his quirk for up to an hour. Now, to circumvent this, he can plug himself back into electrical current effectively jump-starting his body. But it still takes about a minute or two with like a average wall socket. So, he, in order to surplus all the, in order to help out with all the calories he's burning because of his production of electricity, he has to eat a lot, as he went through about $1,000 worth of chocolates within about a week. However, he did not look any different. He looked the same as normal because even though he did eat a lot, his body was burning a lot faster than he could eat it. Then his parents caught him after asking where most of his allowance went, as they saw it had all gone to chocolates, as they banned him from having any more allowance for up to a year. As no more chocolate for Killua. As he tried to bet and win some more, however, he ran out of any money he had left, so he wasn't able to buy, nor was he able to win anymore. However, we go over to middle school now. In middle school, he meets a friend. The first friend he's ever gonna make. And his name is Denki Kaminari. He went to a lot more well-known high school, where he happens to meet, Denki. He, being the outgoing person he is, Kaminari decides to come up and say hello. As he introduces himself, my name's Denki Kaminari, but you can just call me Kaminari. Or handsome. However, I choose both. He says, as he goes in to try and shake Killua's hands, as he had a bit of a grin on his face, as he thought he was about to get him, as he produces electricity, as he's just laughing, but he quickly stops and's like, wait, it didn't work? Ah, bit of a jokester, are we? I like you. However, that trick won't work on me. As he holds his hand up to, he holds his finger up to Denki, Kaminari's face, as he shocks him back with electricity as he goes, what the hell? Did you just absorb my electricity? Yep. Wait, have you got an electricity type quirk too? Yeah, I do. Looks like we're both the same. As they instantly bond over the fact that they have a very similar quirk, as they explain it to each other, as Kaminari says, yours is a lot more different than mine. How so? Well, while you can absorb and then redirect it, as well as produce it, I can only produce it. However, I produce a lot more. But the downside is it overloads my brain and causes it to short out, turning me into, as a guy shouts from the back, he turns into an idiot. I see. So, that explains why you're so goofy sometimes after you charge a few people's phones. Yeah, that's because I use it. It doesn't cause me to completely wipe out. It just makes me giggle a bit. As they quickly start forming a very good friendship. As well, Kaminari was a very cheerful person, and Killua really liked that. And he was one of the first friends he could actually call a friend. He was willing to admit it that Kaminari was a genuine person. While he might be a bit silly and aloof sometimes, he is an honest person. As his family was continuing to ramp up his training, as around about this time, he was 12. As he said, he said to his father, "How much more training do I have to do? I hate it." As his dad says, "Well, son, I can't exactly do anything about it. I have to go through the same training. If anything, you're doing more than I have." "Yeah, but why though?" "Because you show a lot more promise than I ever did." "But seriously, how does... But I don't want to. I want to be a hero just like you." "No, you can't. They won't allow you to." "Who?" "The elders in our family won't allow us to." "But that's just stupid. What's the point of being able to do, all this without, well, without having fun?" "Yeah, well, you see, when I was a boy your age, I thought very similarly. I thought things were boring, I guess. I thought things were very slow. And I wanted to have fun. However, I didn't have as much freedom because I was the only male heir. Just like you. I didn't have any special privileges, as I was just a regular boy who worked in the family. Trained. However, you got a lot more brighter future, and the elders seem to want to protect that." "Yeah, but the elders don't appreciate me for me. They only see me as a tool." I know, it's quite sad. "But, Dad, I just want to be a hero. I want to do something that's exciting. It's fun. This all just bores me. The only time I have fun is when I'm hanging around with my friends, and they want to be heroes, and I wanted to give it a shot too. Hell, you're a hero. Why can't I be one? Why is it that I have to be a trained assassin? Why is it that I have to do all this?" As he says, "See, well, I already told you the elders didn't want us, but there's one thing I can say. You didn't hear it from me. However, I'll support you if you do it. But I'll have to go behind a mask of being cold. I'm not always there as I'm on pre-hero duty. However, I must say, do what makes your heart beat faster. Do whatever makes it excited, what makes it flutter. I didn't get much choice in my life. However, you have more opportunity to. You should have more freedom. I didn't have that, but I want you to have it. So become a hero. Don't worry about the consequences of the family. I'll take that. I'll take that all on me." As he hugs his dad and says, "Thanks, for everything." He says, "No worries. But until I get things sorted out, let's just keep it between you and me, and try and just keep up with the training for just a bit more." As he says, "Alright." And after he graduates middle school, and he's wondering where he should go, as well, he thinks, "Well, I'm probably not going to be able to go to that high school that Kaminari is going to. Sucks." As he gets a phone call, as he pulls it out of his pocket, as he's walking along under a bridge, as his dad was saying, "Ah, Killua. Sorry, I don't have much time to talk, but I managed to work something out." "Wait, you did? How?" "Well, I said that, this would be good for this would be good for you, for your training. Being able to go up against many different opponents. Being a hero obviously has its downsides, but it has its opportunities. Being able to grow stronger, grow wiser, sharper and a lot more keen. You're smart, so I don't worry about your academics. You're strong, so I don't worry about you losing a battle so easily. So make sure you enjoy this and try and have fun and learn as much as you can. It says, "Alright, thanks." As he, flips down his phone and puts it into his pocket as he starts walking back from under the bridge. And he hears a rattling as it was very faint, yet he could hear it easily. As he jumps back and throws his bag to the side as a villain starts popping up from the sewers. He's like, "Oh, you noticed I was there, kid? That's very astute of you. If you got that good of a hearing, I'm gonna need to borrow your body, as I need to know where to get away from, so anything really helps. Don't worry, it'll all be over soon. So just come here." As he launched himself towards Deku no, not Deku, and Killua dodged out of the way easily, as he's very fast and has a insane reaction time thanks to all the training. As he just stands there above this on the streetlight above, saying, "Man, you're too slow. Man, this is boring. I thought a villain would be a lot stronger. Maybe you're just weak." And it says, "Cocky, are we?" As he smacks the light post down as it falls, it lands down on the ground. Well, then he starts dodging around the Sludge villain as he keeps trying to attack. As a man is watching from far down the street, lurking in the shadows, observing. As he starts, well, Killua, I keep forgetting. Killua starts activating the rhythm step, as he's disorientating the Sludge villain. Says, "Which one of me is real? Which one of me is fake? This is what I call the rhythm step. Try and find me." As the Sludge villain was disoriented, trying to launch an attack as it missed, as, Killua goes straight for one of his eyes. As he covers his hand in lightning as he strikes forward, causing the villain to scream out in pain, as his eye was completely impaled. As it starts bleeding. Then he goes back to circling the rhythm step. "Now try again. You've still got one eye left." As he starts having a menacing aura approach him, as the villain was like, "You're insane, kid. What the hell is wrong with you? My fucking eye." It's like, there's nothing wrong with me, but there is something wrong with you attacking a poor defenseless kid. Defense is my ass. You just attacked my eye. Correct. But I'm getting rather bored of this. So let's just finish this off now. As he reaches his hands up and throws them back down, as he calls a big bolt of lightning, striking the villain, drawing him to a crisp and knocking him out with all the electricity flowing through him. As he just starts laughing, "Well, that was quite easy." As he looks over and says, "You can come out now. Don't think I didn't see you there." As All Might ducks his head out of the corner. Says, "Ah, young man, you're very observant." "Yeah, I've been told that, especially by him." As he as he kicks a stone and that lands to the Sludge villain. "Wow, that was quite impressive. Taking down a villain all by your lonesome. I was going to jump in, however you seem to have the situation under control. And I was just watching, out of sheer amazement." "Heh, don't flatter me too hard. Wait, never mind, keep going." "Ah, you certainly have a bit of sense of humor, young man." Sense of humor? I was being serious, but, never mind. So, what is it you want, old man? Oh, old man. Well, I was just here to collect up that villain. Okay. Sure. Go ahead. I need to I need to walk back home. It's like, are you not gonna call your parents and let them know you're okay after this? Nah, well, they wouldn't care. What kind of parents wouldn't care about their son getting attacked by a villain? Well, my family doesn't really care about this. We're quite skilled. We don't really care. It's just us. Just how we go. Zoldyck was just a bit shocked as he says, okay then. Well, I'll be taking this one to the station. So have a good day, young man. And before I go, may I ask your name? Huh? Oh, my name? Uh, my name's Killua Midoriya. It says, alright, young Midoriya, have a good day, and you have a good promise to be a hero. Thanks, my dad said the same. In fact, he is a hero. So, I have no doubt I can be. It says, well, I'm sure you make him proud. As, well, White flashes a big smile and jumps away. It says, as Killua just walks away. There was no need, as he seemed to overpower the villain before he even knew what happened. So, the 10 months go by like they do in canon. However, instead of being trained by All Might, he's being trained by the elders and by the elites of his family. As he masters every single movement, he's able to take on about a dozen enemies at a time with with grace and ease. And is an expert in hand-to-hand combat as well as, well, bladed combat and use of certain weapons. As he was just sitting on his bed, thinking, the entrance exam's tomorrow. I better get some sleep. As he grabs the dance he had laying next to him, as he throws them all three at the same time, landing all three of them in the bullseye. Well, as he just goes out and says, "Alright, good night. I'm heading to bed." I say good night and good luck with your exam tomorrow. I know you don't need it. I would give you a recommendation, however, I feel like you'd find that too boring. You know me too well, Dad. As Inko hugs Killua and just says, well, me and your father both support you, and, well, we want you to go forward and fulfill your dreams. As Killua gives her a bright smile. A very happy smile, which, well, seemed to cause them to think their judgment was correct. Then we go around to the next day, as Killua was walking into the exam as he trips over on an uneven tile. However, instead of falling, he does a flip and recovers. As people just saw that, and a few of the girls just whispered, "Wow, that was cool. Look at him, he's so handsome." As, well, Deku in this series looks exactly like he does in the thumbnail. So he looks quite handsome to some of the ladies out there. As he just smirks and moves on as he sees Kaminari and decides to sneak up behind him, matching his footsteps as he goes up right up behind him, puts his finger behind the back of his neck, and zaps him with a short jolt. As Kaminari jumps up going, what the hell? Oh, God. Come on, Killua, how many times have I told you not to do that? I can't help it if you always react like that. You may think it's all too funny. Yeah, you always scare the living hell out of me. One day you're gonna cause me a heart attack. Don't worry, if you have a heart attack, I'll just revive you. That doesn't exactly help. I wasn't being literal, but yeah, it's good to know that you can do that too. As you walk in, they start sitting down in the entrance examiners. Well, Kaminari's is very excited as he's gone. Well, let's see how we do. As they throw a little fist bump together and says, yeah, let's see how we measure up. As they go into the theory hall as, well, Kaminari is placed in a different study hall. As, well, Killua takes the test as he aces it with flying colours within about half an hour, as he is extremely intelligent due to all the education and training that was given to him by his family. So, he breezes by the test and sits around and tries to find something to eat. As he finds a few sweets lying around that was being provided, as he happily snaps them up and continues eating. As he finds himself, as he finds Kaminari after the tests are over, before they all move out to the different assigned fields, says, how do you think you went? I went horrible. And, how did you do? I aced it. Oh, come on. Why do I have to be so dumb and you so smart? It's like you're the better me in every single way. As Killua just laughs like, yeah, I guess, but I'd say you have a better sense of humor. And, thanks, but that doesn't help. I'd be right, buddy. As he slaps him on the back, and they get ready to go to their different assigned battlefields. As well, they seem to head all the way out, and they're getting ready. As well, Killua's getting ready. He stretches and is wearing, I'd say, some shorts and a white, well, white singlet. So he is basically in sports training gear, as he is getting ready. As well, the gates start opening as President Mike says, "All right, get ready." As Deku starts, not Deku, Killua starts blitzing out. As Ida starts yelling at him, "Hey, that's a violation of the rules." As President Mike said, "There are no rules in a hero battle. Now go, follow him." As well, Killua is blitzing by, as he now, well, as he runs at a super speed like pace after all the training and the conditioning of his body, very similar to how he moves in the anime, having being even faster than Ida was. Shocking Ida, as he thought he would be the fastest. He blitzes by and covers his palm in electricity and shooting it into the robots, causing him to short circuit and break down. He says, this is kind of fun. Let's see how many I can get in about 30 seconds. He starts blitzing between all of them, and he destroys and short circuits about a dozen of them. He says, alright, now let's continue. As he spends the next 15 minutes racking up tons of points, as people just saying like, what the hell is he? As, well, Killua's getting close to being drained of all his juice. Besides, alright then, let's recharge. As he goes up to a 3-point robot, as he strengthens his fingers and jams his hand into it, grabbing it by the battery cord, as he starts absorbing all of the electricity inside of it, causing it to power down as he basically pulls its head off, kind of. And then he says, "Alright then, that's given me a bit of juice, now let's drain some more." And as he was done going through the next half a dozen of these robots, he, well, he started feeling the rumbling as he started dashing up and down and alongside the buildings using his parkour skills, as well as climbing he's learned from his training in his family. As he gets on top of one of the buildings and sees the giant cerebral robot, as he looks and's like, "Alright, time for some fun." As he starts basically just going, "Woohoo!" jumping from building to building, going, "Yeah, alright then, let's take this thing down." As he jumps on top of it, and he thinks, "Okay, how do we go about it?" Then he gets right up close to its neck as he shoves his hand to the well, enlarged electrical cord, as people just thinking, "What the hell is he doing? He's gonna..." As some people didn't see him earlier destroying all the robots and taking some of their charge. Now some people just thinking, while looking at him, "What the hell is he doing? He's gonna kill himself." As electricity starts cracking around him, and it looks like he's being electrocuted. However, he's just laughing and absorbing it to the point where it starts seeping out from around him. "Now this is some juice." As as his body starts crackling at the seam, as his hair starts getting spiky, as he starts dashing around at supersonic speeds. It's like, now this is how you have some fun. So I was dashing up and down the robot, cutting some cords at certain places before disabling some of its movement. As it goes, "Alright then, let's hit this thing hard where it hurts the most." As it goes right to its chest where it thinks its core is, and it goes, "Alright." As he grabs his hand up, causing a bolt of lightning to conjure within it, and he slams it into the chest as it starts electrocuting the robot. As it disables, it stops and falls backwards as he jumps off it and lands down on the ground. As time is called, and he starts jumping up and down. Says, "Oh yeah, that was so much fun, man. It's so much more interesting when you're the one fighting them, and fighting something different. I'm a bit tired. Well, let's go get something to eat." And he starts running off as they're just thinking, "How the hell does he have this much energy? He just took down dozens of robots and then took down that giant robot." As he's bouncing around, still being a bit hyperactive, as he makes his way out, as he sees, Kaminari. Says, "Hey Kaminari, how do you think you went?" "I went pretty good. I managed to take down quite a few robots, about a dozen or so. And I helped save somebody that was about to get attacked by one." "Really? That's cool." As I go, "Well, how do you think you went?" It's like, "I took down about three or four dozen robots as well as that giant zero-pointer robot. That was so much fun." He says, "You destroyed that thing? What the hell?" "Well, I didn't destroy it. I more kind of turned it off." "What do you mean you turned it off?" "Well, I absorbed some of its energy, overcharging myself a bit." "Oh, that was really cool." "Then I shoved my hand into its chest and released a bunch of electricity, so I kind of short-circuited it." "God, if only I had your quirk instead of mine. I'd have turned into an idiot." "Yeah, I can tell you starting to look dumb already." Says, "Oi, I do not." "I guess you're right." As then he just starts, as they walk out, they just start heading back home as they part ways and says, "Alright then, I'll see you at your way." As they both fist bump, then head their separate ways. Then, this is where I'm going to leave off part 1 to What If Deku Was Killua Zoldyck. I hope you guys loved this series. Sorry if I start off a bit, and as well as sorry if I keep mispronouncing Killua as Deku, because I keep looking at the screen that just says Deku right in front of me, and it does not help. But I hope I was able to bring justice to one of the fan favorite characters from Hunter x Hunter. And yeah, with that, thumbs up if you want to see more, like, subscribe. Yeah, comment down below what you thought. And yeah, I'll call it a day here. Alright, now, till next time, I've been the King of Underworld, and have a good one, guys.